Today we're going to discuss Elon Musk's condoms and the lack of use of condoms. We're going to discuss my wife on Elon Musk. We'll talk about 3 wins that have occurred with Elon, as well as panic around Tesla. There's also a big Federal Reserve problem that occurs this week we should talk about, as well as the Javier Milei rug pull. It's another good one to talk about, as well as Bitcoin while we're at it. So the first thing that we should really touch on is this idea that $50 million of condoms were sent to Gaza, Mozambique. This was initially misconstrued by DOGE and Elon Musk as being $50 million for the Gaza Strip, which then they claimed must have obviously been for Hamas terrorists, because who else is there? What's really concerning here is that this new governmental agency of efficiency that was created apparently can't even fact check themselves, despite having access to all of the data. See, what's frustrating is us as Americans, many of us voted for this sort of change in American government and transparency. Yet, apparently what we're getting is a bunch of clickbait from people like Elon Musk without actual facts corroborating their statements. Now, this is frustrating because we're supposed to look up to people like Elon Musk, the entrepreneur of a generation. But listen to this, because not only does he acknowledge that he's wrong about the $50 million going to the Gaza Strip, but then doubles down on this idea that, wait a minute, well, maybe it was $50 million to Mozambique, which, I don't know, that seems bad too. Over what time frame? Did we just send them a check? Have we ever sent them those condoms before? Why would we possibly send condoms to Mozambique? Is there any benefit to doing that? Should we just cut all of that and invest it in tax breaks in the United States? Or maybe even stimulus checks again, because we'll save so much money? After all, we spend a whole 1.5% of our US GDP on foreign aid. So maybe we should just axe 100% of our foreign aid spending. And then let's see, a $4.4 trillion budget, 1.5%. We'll have a good $66 billion to hand out in stimmy checks. Okay, fine. Let's do it. Let's calculate $66 billion. How many people we got in America? Like 340 mil? All right. 660 billion people. Sorry, $1 billion. That'd be a lot of people. Not there yet with the population. And so far, population rate's declining. Divided by 340 million people, we would all get a delicious stimulus check of $194. So if we cut our entire U.S. aid, foreign aid budget to zero, every single person in the United States would get $194. And you know what? There are a lot of people that say, let's grow. Let's go. I want my $194. I don't want to pay for anything in Mozambique. That's fine. But it is the responsibility of leaders like Elon Musk to be blunt with us about where the damn money is going. If he's the one with access to the information, then he should be giving us the correct information. How are we supposed to know? I can't walk up to the Treasury Department and look up the records that Elon has to fact check him. But he doesn't even know himself, and this is frustrating. Now, this is just the beginning of what we're going to talk about. Remember, we got to talk about my wife on Elon Musk. But first, let's listen to this, and then let's do a little bit of fact-checking with what we can, with the limited that we have available.
You said on X that an example of the fraud that you have cited was $50 million of condoms was sent to Gaza. But after fact-check this, it apparently Gaza in Mozambique, and the program was to protect them against HIV. So can you correct the statements? It wasn't sent to Hamas, actually. It was sent to Mozambique, which makes sense why condoms was sent there.
Yeah.
And how can we make sure that all the statements that you said were correct, so we can trust what you say?
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be corrected. So
Admirable.
No.
Admirable, mind you. That is admirable. But what you get pointed out multiple times before this moment here, it's not like he got cornered on this stage. This has already been a big deal for a while. Maybe you should say, hey, Doge team, can you give me the actual facts on this so I don't look like a fool twice?
Nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes. If it went to Mozambique instead of Gaza, I'm like, okay, that's not as bad, but still, why are we doing that?
All right, great. Fair question. But what are the actual facts about where this money is going? Well, as far as we can tell, we know that some of the money is going, when it comes to the Gaza Strip, is going to like a $68 million contract. It's going to fund hospitals in the Gaza Strip. But that's the Gaza Strip. We already talked about that. Again, if you want to say, hey, we're going to cut funding to the hospitals in the Gaza Strip so that, children and families or innocent people or whatever can't get foreign aid, fine. Then say that. Hey, DOGE cut funding to hospitals in Gaza that were helping save lives. Fine. Then show us, here's where we cut it. Now you get your check, your reimbursement, and for that would be about, it's not a tenth, it'd be about 1/100th. So you would get your $1.94. Might be off by a fraction there, but it doesn't matter. It might be closer to 19 cents. As far as these condoms, a lot of funding that does go to Mozambique from the United States actually goes to an agency called the Pediatric AIDS Foundation. Now, this is an organization that helps the roughly 2.2 million people living in Mozambique with HIV, which the HIV ends up turning into AIDS and you die, okay? Now, there are medications that can help you prolong your life, and there are also medications that exist that are designed to prevent you from spreading AIDS, HIV, the HIV. You spread the HIV, okay? We want fewer people with HIV in the world because we do not have a cure for the HIV. So, when fewer people get HIV, you create less humans in the world with the HIV. Now, is that our responsibility? Well, many people would say no, but that's fine. Then at least say, we don't care about the children in Mozambique and we're cutting your funding and instead we're giving people stimulus checks. At least have the balls to say that, DOGE or Elon. At least do that. Because there are organizations like the Pediatric AIDS Foundation that they don't provide just condoms. They do, to some extent. I think they got a grant for like $43,000. I couldn't find $50 million of condoms anywhere, mind you, but I will look. I certainly know Elon doesn't know how to find a condom or what a condom even looks like. But this is an organization that also helps with tuberculosis, research around medications for extending life for whether it's children or adults with HIV or TB, and then obviously prevention. Now, what I was able to find was that over a long period of time, I'm talking somewhere around 30 years, yes, USAID has sent millions of dollars of contraceptive care to Mozambique. This is true. And so I want you to know, I want to look at the facts on all sides. And I finally found the largest potential source of funding of condoms. I finally found it. And no, I didn't find it on Twitter. I found it with my own research. X. Look at this. USAID, between 1990 to 2021, so 31 years. 31 years. I want you to think about that for a moment. 31 years. Spent $20.2 million on contraceptive procurement, which, yes, includes condoms, in Mozambique. Again, you might say that's bull. We don't care about the people with the HIV, even if they might eventually travel to the United States and give your kids the HIV. That's fine. Then say that. But $674,000 per year went to fund this program. Now, $674,000 divided by foreign aid funding of $66 billion works out to this percentage per year of foreign aid funding that goes to condoms in Mozambique. So again, if you get $194 per year if we had zero foreign aid to try to minimize the people with the HIV walking around, then let's go ahead and multiply this by $194. Aha. You would get 1/20th of 1 penny in stimulus per year. So in other words, every 5 years, you'd get $1 of stimulus for not sending, per person in America, for not sending condoms to a hotbed of tuberculosis and the HIV to try to keep it corralled. I'm not taking a side on whether we should do that or not, but I just don't think that this idea that if we stop spending $600,000 a year in Mozambique on condoms, all of a sudden you're going to pay no federal income tax. Now, yes, people make this argument that, oh, well, Kevin, it's the sum of everything. Well, then listen, the person who is in charge of doing this should have the literal balls to put the actual facts in front of us rather than salacious headlines. Because that's all we're getting so far. We get headlines from Elon Musk and DOGE. We're not actually getting the details of who they're firing or what the side effects of this are going to be. Like, I'm highly concerned about what the side effects of losing the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau are going to be. But again, that's a topic for a totally different video. I think that is a dramatic mistake. It is idiotic. It's like we're going back to 2005 and we didn't learn the lessons of the top of the bubble the last cycle. And we're going back to neg-em loans and no consumer protections. That's dumb. But anyway. So this doesn't make sense. So when we put the facts together, it's different. $68 million going to hospitals in the Gaza Strip. $43,000 in a recent funding package going to condoms. At most, I'm seeing $643,000 per year going to Mozambique. Now, all of a sudden, the facts don't look that wild anymore. If the American people would actually just be informed of the facts, I think they can make reasonable decisions and come up with reasonable answers. But even Elon Musk is not doing that. And that's concerning to me. Now, Elon Musk did win a little bit here. He's actually winning kind of like Luigi Maggione is winning. Have you heard about that, by the way? He's got a GoFundMe cooking. He just crossed $420,000. Look at this. Luigi Maggione, CEO shooting suspect. Right. Anyway, hey, innocent until proven guilty. $452,000 raised. Goal of $1 million. Wow, $452,000. Campaign funds will be received by the Tom Dickey law offices. Is that an actual law office? Tom Dickey? Oh my gosh. Wait, is this a troll? Look at this. Who spells lawsuits with 2 words? What? It's 1 word. It's always been 1 word. Yeah. Tom Dickey Law Space Suits. Here he is. He's got Yelp reviews. How come his website doesn't work? Lawyer, Thomas Dickey, Law Suits. Are these like, pinstripe suits that you can buy for use in law? There we go. Brent Optical, Custom Homes, and then all the way here at the bottom, we got Tom Dickey. Tom Dickey's about to make a whole lot of money off of Luigi. Areas of practice. Criminal law. Wow. All right. So what else do we have here? We've got law offices of Tom Dickey. Okay, let's get back to Elon Musk. So when we talk about Elon Musk, he did get 3 wins here. He's got a federal judge who just verified that DOGE indeed has not been proven not to be a federal agency. This is because people who were suing DOGE argued that DOGE was not an agency and therefore did not have the right to access budget information at the Department of Labor, Department of Health and Human Services, and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. A judge has just provided a win to the Elon Musk camp for specifically those 3 departments. So Elon Musk did get a win here, despite, now people literally organizing to protest at Tesla stores. Sheryl Crow selling her Tesla to donate the proceeds to NPR in sort of a middle finger to the FCC and the new FCC chair who's investigating liberal organizations like CBS and potentially wanting to defund NPR. Honestly, I actually like NPR. I don't have an opinion one way or another on many of these other stations, but I always thought NPR was pretty decent, at least our local station. But then again, we always joke we're part of Kentucky over here. They seem to be pretty neutral, though. But I don't know. I personally think people protesting Tesla is a little outrageous. I get it because it's sort of like the baby in the funding hole of Elon. So they're trying to get him in the pocketbook because that's really the only place you can try to get somebody in politics is in the pocketbook. Imagine that. It all circulates around money as opposed to ideas. This is why you can't have a neutral, like logical person actually win in politics often. It can happen, and it does happen. There are, pretty good, reasonable, rational politicians that get in, but most of the time, it's the money that chooses. And this is actually why the Wall Street Journal put a whole piece together about how Mitch McConnell is, remember him from the Stimmy days? Anyway, Mitch McConnell is basically, he's voted against a lot of the Trump nominees, but the Senate has 53 votes, so, even if Mitch votes no, it doesn't really matter. And nobody's really paying attention to Mitch right now. A lot of folks say in part because he's no longer the Speaker of the House. And when you're not the Speaker of the House anymore, you just don't have the funding power that you used to. See, Mitch McConnell used to basically control where specific donations went. I'm trying to find which committee it was. It was because John Thune is now the leader. There it is, the Senate Leadership Fund. Mitch McConnell used to direct funding for the Senate Leadership Fund, but now John Thune does. So remember, the money goes where the money goes. So John Thune gets to direct where the money goes, and which politicians get the support. Well, guess what? John Thune has a lot more power than Mitch McConnell. And this is why people are sort of, saying that Mitch McConnell's fading into the background. I mean, I think this is a pretty iconic picture right here, like, by Mitch McConnell. Sort of a shadow of him for his former self. That's what they're trying to allude to here on the Wall Street Journal. I mean, honestly, it seems pretty blatant. And Donald Trump, of course, calls Mitch McConnell a very bitter guy. He's lost his power, and it's affected his vote. Right. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens in politics. If you lose the attention and the power of the pocket, the purse, then, yeah, you lose your influence. It's very straightforward. That's how it works. Anyway, there is some drama that's exploded. I mean, something's exploded, that's for sure. Over the last few days here regarding Elon Musk's now 13th child, specifically this. Elon Musk apparently, at least the allegation is per Ashley St. Clair, has been dodging Ashley St. Clair. There's an old post that Ashley posted about Elon Musk where she says, well, he actually has 7 kids and goes through women pretty fast. This joke about how she could potentially actually one day marry Elon Musk. So Elon replied to that, whoa. And then she replies, Elon, we have been trying to communicate for the past several days and you have not responded. When are you going to reply to us instead of responding publicly to smears from an individual who posted photos of me in underwear at 15 years old? All right. Well, this underwear, at least from the photos that have been seen publicly, seem to be indistinguishable from beachwear, but it's okay. It's still 15. I get it. A lot of people say that Ashley St. Clair is actually presently lying about her age and that she's not 26, that she's in her younger 30s. I don't know, any of that's true. That doesn't so much matter. But what's interesting here is I was talking to Lauren about this because, we generally don't get involved in sort of the gossip cycle. It's just interesting regarding Elon Musk here. And I was like, hey, look, obviously, Lauren and I, we've only ever been in one relationship and we have 7 kids. But we also know what a condom is like. Unlike, I think, Elon. So it's like there is a way to stop having children, okay? But I asked Lauren, I go, what do you think of this whole thing? So I sent her these threads, and she actually went a lot deeper than I did because I get exhausted by this drama. And her take, after seeing especially some of these posts, such as, first of all, the reference to we have been trying to communicate. She thinks this is her legal team who's trying to organize some form of agreement or contract, kind of like a post-nup, but you're not married. Just some sort of like child support agreement or contract. The New York Post says she is renting in the financial district in Manhattan a flat that could potentially run somewhere around $40,000 a month, probably funded by Elon Musk, so clearly she's getting some funding. But Lauren sent me some pictures. It's interesting that Elon Musk is responding to a clearly ingest screenshot that was discussed with his team months ago in a documented call. So apparently there's been a lot of drama or potentially bad blood between the two sides here, to where now like attorneys are going back and forth. Lauren thinks there's a chance maybe Ashley wanted a second child and he said no. And I'll give you some more of what she said in just a moment. But There was also a post here about the security team on Elon's own platform locked the account he is now responding to for a week for posting this photo of me as a child. There's clearly a lot of bad blood that's coming out here. What's happened since then is Ashley St. Clair actually deleted all of her posts alleging these things. Of course, everybody's got screenshots and receipts of this. And she said she's going to take a break from X. So now she's rage quitting X. Fine. I mean, I do that in Rust too. It's like, all right, I need a break. I'm done with this. But that's a video game. This is now a child that we're talking about here. A son, by the way, mind you. So I asked Lauren, what's the scoop on this? What's your take about Elon, and how does this affect your opinion about Elon? And Lauren said, I never thought that I would have said this about Elon, because she said, I had respect for his entrepreneurial endeavors in the past. But what I'm seeing, and it obviously would be nice to hear from Elon, but considering that Elon Musk has also been responding to Siobhan's tweets on Valentine's Day, but not Ashley's, another mother of two of Elon Musk's children, well, it leads Lauren to believe there's a chance that maybe Elon Musk is, I hate saying it, a narcissist. This is because she believes Elon Musk is willing to essentially run through women under his, I must help repopulate the earth and fight, depopulation of the earth, and will take advantage of a situation because he has the money. He can pay for the child to have a good life. He can basically get away with whatever he wants because he has all the power in the world. And hey, you could have children and potentially sleep with some of these women at the same time and then disappear and no longer be a father in that child's life. Oh well, he's got the money to pay for somebody else to be the dad. Now, unfortunately, I think this is actually, while it's definitely a monetary boost for somebody like Ashley St. Clair, I mean, now all of a sudden you're getting a very nice paid-for lifestyle and you're posing for, feed pictures with New York Post over here in your flat. Obviously, it doesn't seem like you care too much about privacy when this is your next move over here. It does make you wonder what her intentions were. And this is something that Lauren said too. She said on the flip side, maybe it's not Elon being a narcissist. Maybe this is, somebody taking advantage of Elon. Who knows? Although Elon should know better. People get taken advantage of all the time. That doesn't mean they end up having children with that person. So in this interview, Ashley said that Elon is funny and down to earth, and that apparently they met and he would show her rocket videos and go on spontaneous trips to Rhode Island. I mean, it sounded like it could potentially be romantic. I mean, people would probably love a Taylor Swift-style love story, but that doesn't seem to be what is going on. And either something went wrong or just things often go wrong when it comes to Elon and women. Who knows? But anyway, this is a little bit of an update of what's going on. Here you can see a quote here. At one point, he said, "Are you ever in San Francisco or Austin? I am in Austin and Texas a good amount for work," St. Clair continued, adding that she worked for the Babylon Bee. Afterwards, the Bee CEO asked St. Clair to fly to San Francisco to interview Elon at the new company headquarters. After the interview, I got a text from Elon saying, "Feel like going to Providence, Rhode Island tonight?" St. Clair continued. An alleged romance blossomed from there until she became pregnant. She claimed she was restricted from telling more than a close circle of people that she was carrying the child. I was even told to keep it a secret. I was being asked to keep it a secret forever. Musk allegedly provided her with a lavish apartment in the financial district and apparently refused to put his name on the child's birth certificate. It's a son, by the way. Anyway, there is text viewed by the post between St. Clair and Jared, Musk's money manager, appeared to show that she complied with the billionaire's wish to be left off the birth certificate. So it sounds like Elon wasn't actually at the birth for the child. But I think what the sadness of this is you have people like Andrew Tate saying that Elon Musk is like the modern day, like imperial Genghis Khan or whatever. But this is disgusting to me because first of all, you're really ruining two households. You're ruining the potential of whatever dude ends up with Ashley St. Clair in the future. Because how are you like ever going to compare? it's impossible next to the richest person in the world. And I know money isn't everything, obviously, but it's a bad setup. And then, of course, you now have more parentless households, to which, of course, some people say, oh, but here's X with Elon Musk. Okay, well, there's a motherless household. So it goes both ways, and it's just ironic that you have these quote-unquote conservative individuals with these, like, opposite of conservative value lifestyles. Like, I thought the nuclear family was what people cared about. And so, personally, I kind of agree with Lauren, and I'm a bit disgusted by all of this, and it does make me lose respect for somebody that I once admired. As far as the Federal Reserve this week, Barron's had a very interesting piece about how the Federal Reserve is doing something very unique right now. See, the Federal Reserve has previously taken this approach of, hey, we are going to give you guidance, right? So the Fed will give you future guidance. And that turned into inflation is transitory, which turned into it's not transitory. We're going to hike a lot. Then we're going to go higher for longer. Now, TBD, bro. So Barron's had a good piece on this because they basically broke out that it has become a lot harder for the Fed to give any guidance, in part because of Trump uncertainties, tariff uncertainties, economic uncertainties. And so the Fed is doing something that it actually rarely does. The Fed at the moment, the Fed is not giving forward guidance. They're just reacting to the data that there is now. So this is very interesting because when they were giving future guidance, they were wrong. They were wrong to give future guidance that inflation was transitory. Now when that, and we know that, now when that passed, now they're refusing to give future guidance because they're like, the data right now is good. Okay, great. So where do we go from here? Well, we have the Fed minutes coming out this week. Does anybody actually care that the Fed minutes are coming out this week? The answer is a hard no. Why does nobody care that the Fed minutes are coming out this week? Well, it's simple. Because there's not going to be any forward guidance in it. What good does it do you if there's no forward guidance in it? Not much. So, with that said, the Federal Reserve has actually become a lot less interesting to pay attention to. And until they flip-flop again and start providing us guidance again, there's really not much to listen to when it comes to Jay Powell. And it's unfortunate to say that because I really enjoy covering what the Fed is doing, but I'd like to be the first to say that right now is not the time to talk about the Federal Reserve. We're much better off talking about Elon Musk. Okay, no, we're not going to do that. We're much better off talking about Javier Milei's international lawsuit that's potentially coming for his rug-pulling crypto scam Libra. And this is why I will never launch a token unless it is registered with the Gov, which is impossible now, and it's basically then just a regular security. I think people are owed a clear outline of what the protections are for investors, who the board is, who the insiders are, what the exact allocations are, where the shares are held, when they're being moved and sold or whatever. Instead, what happens with a lot of these tokens, including Libra, which Javier Milei says, I was just promoting small businesses. Dude, that's bullcrap. You knew what you were doing. It was a big payout. Come on. Now he argues, these are dirty people. They scammed everyone. I didn't know. How dare they? That's fine. That's fine, Javier. Everybody can do that. But you should have known better. It was a meme coin. There's no question that you should have known better. They all bleed out. The Trump token that had 80% of the supply held by insiders, which people think is a good thing, right? People think limited supply is good? No. It means that when you go to put your market buy order in, the price purposely shoots up because there's so little access to available tokens on purpose. You could literally slice up a pizza right now into 10 slices and say, I have 9 of them. Who wants the other slice? 10 people raise their hand for that pizza slice, say, I'll put in a market order, and everybody's putting in a market order, and I put in my limit order and say, well, I'm only selling at $100. Boom, that slice of pizza sells for $100 because you put in a market order. It just automatically happens. The entire pizza is now valued at $1,000. That is an order book scam. And then what do? Well, then I take the 9th slice of pizza and I go, who wants it for $1,000? And I sell it. Cool, now I'm up $1,000. Then the price goes down. Then I take the next one and I sell it for $700. And the next one for $500. And I eventually end up pulling out $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for a pizza that's essentially worth $10 or zero. That's an order book scam. The insiders purposely restrict liquidity so that way on announcement, liquidity and market orders drive the price up the order book, and then insiders start slowly increasing the supply so they can make a quick get-rich-quick profit. And the sad thing is, nobody's actually regulating this. Donald Trump is actually purposely deregulating it so he can participate in the scams with, the Trump token or the Melania token. And then the thesis is, oh, well, no, I mean, he could be liable as well. Really? We just made the president immune from liability for anything. It's an official act, bro. Debate me on whether it was official or not. This is marketing. Wasn't president yet, some people will say. All right, well, do you have the money to fight the Trump regime? No, of course not. Anyway, so these order book scams are very dangerous. They're likely to keep happening, and I would caution people to be very watchful for this. It's very unfortunate, and this is why it's so interesting too when you raise money in legitimate ways, like when we raise money for House Hack, which we have our Reg A coming up soon. It takes months. It's taken like 3-4 months for us to get the Reg A up for House Hack because there's so many barriers, legal barriers to make sure that is this audited? Is the company what they say they are? Or do they have the appropriate disclosures? You don't get any of that in a meme token because there are no fundamentals. It starts a scam and it ends a scam. I just hope nobody falls for it, but clearly many people do. It's literally a way of transferring money from the poor to the rich because everybody wants to get rich quick. It's sad. Anyway, that's my report for today. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, good luck.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.